what do you get out of a game like that as it goes along? What are you looking to get out of it, and what did you get, or any could you get out of what you saw?
Well, I would say, Doug, that we haven't done anything at all. So get a little conditioning. Delano hasn't played for quite some time, so getting him mostly, back moving and going. I thought it was a good game for Yuta. He played, I thought he played really well from start to finish. That's about it, just some conditioning and get ready when, we get some of the reinforcements back, but make sure these guys are in shape and got their legs under them for the next one.
And I understand that you got to play the games because you got to play the games, but at some point, do you wonder what the hell are we doing out here with 8 guys and they got 7 guys in protocols and you got 10, and the competitive balance of the game has got to be odd. And I'm just wondering if you ever wonder, why are we doing this?
Well, I mean, I don't, Doug, it's a hard question to answer. I think that for me, I'm always trying to, be part of the solutions. We got a big problem here, right?
Yeah.
Not just basketball, just we got a big problem. And like I said before the game, leaders make decisions and you try to ride with them and be positive and go do your job. And okay, we had to take a pretty good loss tonight. We'll bounce back. We'll be okay. We'll keep working. This group of guys will get better. We'll get some meeting time and hopefully some practice time with them and things like that. We'll be okay.
Great. Thanks. Safe trip back, please.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Nick. Not sure Utah's going to be taking 19 shots in very many NBA games, but this was sort of the role that he was playing with Japan over the summer. How much do you think that experience in the Olympics sort of helped him in his comfort zone in this role tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's getting better, Josh, and I think the international experience in a more elevated role certainly builds his confidence, and he played well over there, builds confidence. I think, he came back this year just a more confident looking guy, familiar surroundings. Really played. He's really played well. This year. The only maybe little bit of whatever, I wouldn't even say down. Just when he was injured for the while, it took him a game or two to kind of get back to himself. And he's played really well since then. And I think that it's not easy out there tonight. To go out there and play against that, team. And I thought he hung in there. He made some tough plays. He made some shots. He continued to play hard and rebound. So it was good to see. I mean, listen, every time we step on the floor, we get a chance to maybe get better or evaluate or whatever it is. And he certainly, for me, I always say he's a big part of our rotation because he's such a utility guy. And then getting him a chance to sharpen his offensive skills, because we'll need those. We'll need those from him at times too. So it's good to see that he was able to go out there and have a pretty productive game tonight.
With the difficult circumstances in mind, is there anything you saw from any of the new guys that really stood out to you?
Well, I thought they each had their moments. They had some flashes out there. I think I thought DJ Wilson played really solidly. Right, he was solid. He worked hard, played, took only shots that were kind of there for him. And I thought he rebounded the ball well and seemed to, be in the right place a bit, fought out there, did a good job. Tremont made some buckets, hit a couple threes in the first half. And Juwan and Daniel, they did okay too. They put a couple shots in, they, kind of limited minutes until the game got away from us. But yeah, I mean, we'll get to know these guys a little bit and see where we can take them.
Thanks, Nick. Safe travels back.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Nick. You mentioned Delano there at the beginning. Do you know, he was obviously in protocols. Was this the first time he's been on a court since then at all?
No, I mean, they've been able to work out 1-on-0, Eric, but this is kind of the first time he's got it's the first time in a while for him that he's been able to run. So we played 23 minutes. We were kind of shooting for 24, 25 for him tonight, just to get his feet under him a little bit. So he'll get back in shape and get his wind back and get his feel back, I'm sure. But it was at least a chance for him to do that tonight.
And it seemed like you were, I'm sorry to ask a basketball question. It seemed like you were playing a lot of zone at the beginning of the game. I don't know if it was a 2-3 or a 2-1-2, but is that just something that a bunch of guys have all played in their lives at some point and it's easier to do? Like, what's the reasoning for this game for that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was really good to us. I thought early on, right? We didn't guard them great man to man right at the start, and then we jumped into it fairly early in the quarter and we got a bunch of steals and some stops and we had a little momentum going. We stayed in it. They had a really good shooting night from three, obviously making 22 of them. They started heating up a little bit against us. So it was really good to us. And then it was kind of difficult on us once they kind of got a rhythm. Usually a good shooting NBA team is going to find some shots against it if you got to play it for such an extended amount of time. But yeah, it's just, we talked about it in our walkthrough about doing it. Just again, try to hang in there and change up some rhythm and things like that. And did that for us for a little while, but didn't last quite long enough tonight.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Nick and Eric. Last question goes to Michael Grange. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Nick. Now that you got one of these out under your belt, I guess, what steps can you kind of take to make sure that this doesn't really end up being a real setback for you guys? I mean, you're going so well, and obviously this is all outside of anyone's control, but do you just kind of just hope to get players back, or what are you kind of thinking of to sort of, keep stem the bleeding, I guess would be the way to put it.
Well, I mean, listen, we gotta figure out what the group is for the next game, Michael. Whatever that group is, if there's no additions, we got to get this group better. Certainly defensively, we got to figure something out where we can put up more of a stand there. And if guys trickle back in, we'll trickle them in as we go. But nothing really changes, Michael. Whatever we got, we try to get better, and we gotta fight. I mean, this is a pretty good example, I think, of how hard it is to coach defense in this league. I mean, it takes some guys, and it takes some time, and it takes some real discipline. I mean, if not, NBA guys are gonna come out and score, right? And you just gotta have some connectivity that I'm always talking about, and some communication, those kind of things. It's just hard to do with such a new group of guys. But saying that, I thought the guys wasn't like they weren't trying, right? They were trying. They were just a little bit, the momentum got going really strong a couple times against them. I thought they came out, fought really hard to start, and just couldn't quite put up with some momentum things. And then they got really hot. We didn't get so hot, and there you go. The game gets away from us. But just like I always say, Michael, like we want to build a culture of playing defense and sharing the basketball. And as guys trickle back, we're going to have to strive to get back to that.